Hello, I'm Scott with Shoms Photography, and today we are going to build a leather case for the most popular portable strobe flash out there, the Godox Ad-200. Now you can call it a CL-200, you can call it a Flashpoint 200, you can call it whatever you want, but it's all made by Godox. So here is a 5-page PDF file. You can download in the description below. There will be a link for it that you can download. Let's go over some of the items that we're going to be using. We're going to be using Sam Browne buttons, and I didn't have any silver, so I'm going to use the brass, but I ordered silver ones today, so hopefully they'll be in this week so I can replace those with silver because I'm not a fan of brass. We are going to be using oval rings. We use D-rings, so you can use whatever, but I have tons of these oval rings, so that's what we're going to be using today. If you do not want to use the Sam Browne screws, you can actually use these bridle buckles. So it has one little pin in the center and locks over. If you want to go that route, or you can actually use a buckle. So here's some buckles. But I'm going to use the Sam Browne screws. Some of the things that we're going to be using today is a scriber. Might be using this scriber, not sure. Going to be using a blade cutter to cut our material. We're going to be using a compass to mark my material for where I need to sew it. So yes, this does require sewing. I have my scratch awl. I will not be burnishing the edges today, but I will be beveling the edge today. So here's my beveler. So I'll be using that. And I might be using a sanding stick. I'm not sure yet. Depends on how level my seams come together. And I will be using a maker stamp from Sixth Elements Workshop. So right here's that. And we'll be using the arbor press and a mallet. And we'll be using some kind of punches or oval cut punches. All right. So let's start out. We are going to take our pattern that we just printed out. These marks do not line up together. It's page to page. So you want to button those up right side by side, tape them together, and this is going to give our main pattern. But these are the rest of our measurements for all the rest of the stuff. These holes are oversized. These do not use the size of these holes. Whatever you do, they are not the right size. They're just to give you a rough estimate of where they're going to be. So here is where one of the oval rings is going to go. It's going to go right here in the back. And another one is going to go on this slide here. Here's the front piece. Here are our two back pieces. There will be two holes in the back and one slot. This is so it will slide through your belt, lock onto a pole or a light stand, as well as this strap that's back here. That's what this one's for as well. And this one here is for hanging it on your light stand, hanging it off your belt, wherever you want to go. So those are the items broken down. So let's get to it. All right, now we have all our elements done. So we have our back piece, our front piece, our two little back flaps that also are belt sliders or stand lock-ons there. And then we have our straps cut. So these are 1-inch straps, and those will finish out the deal. So let's start sewing it and gluing it together. Let's glue it together first, then we'll sew it, and then we'll put it, show you the finished product. Nope. All right, now we have all our elements done. We have our little back flap pieces, slide through your belt or put onto a stand. We have our front piece, we have our back piece, and we have our straps. So now it's time to glue it together and then sew it. Now, at the beginning of the video, I stated that this was 3 to 4 ounce veg tan leather. I was completely wrong. This is chrome tan leather. So I don't want, I mean, you can use either chrome tan or veg tan, and I grabbed the wrong stuff, and this is actually chrome tan. So just so if you saw it in the video, as you can see that this is really floppy, you can tell it's veg tan compared to, chrome tan compared to veg tan, because veg tan is more stiffer, has a cardboard sound, and chrome tan has a floppy feel to it. As you can see, I do have a maker stamp put into it. It's harder to put a maker stamp into chrome tan leather than it is veg tan leather as well. All right, so let's glue this together and start stitching. All right, here we have a completed prototype. I'm going to call it that because I'm going to make another one of these. But this one here is a case for the Godox Ad-200. It could be a Cheetahstand, it could be a Flashpoint. They're all the same. They're all made by Godox. The reason why this one here is a prototype is because I'm going to call it that because this was supposed to be veg tan and it is chrome tan. And I'd rather have it made out of veg tan than the chrome tan. Chrome tan's a little stretchy where the veg tan isn't, and that's the reason why I'm going to remake it in veg tan leather. I will be changing out these brass to silvers as soon as the silver ones come in. I did make a mistake and put the hole in the wrong spot for the Sam Brown, so I had to lower it down, and my logo should be here, not up here. But I put it up here because I was going to put the cross strap across it. But then I decided I don't need the cross strap, and there's no need for the cross strap. And if I want it, I can put it on later, so it really don't make a difference. All the vent holes are completely opened up. It's all stitched with a Chinese shoe patcher. It does have the two flaps here in the back with a Sam Brown, so I can open it up, pop it open, mount that around a stand, and then lock it to the next Sam Brown hole. Or I can actually slide through these side loops and slide it onto my belt and hold it that way. I was going to go with an oval, but I went with a D-ring instead. It's held in with a Chicago screw, just in case if I want to change it out to a different color later. Maybe I want to go to the brass. I don't know. But inside here is a round circle of the same color leather glued over the Chicago screw, just in case if it decides it wants to scratch the 200. Flashpoint implements a see-through top up here, which I don't have that, which I could put one on here if I wanted to. But the only time I need to see the top of this is just to check to see what channel it's on and that it's on. That's it. So I don't need the cover, so it actually just gives it more protection with the solid leather up there. I did get a little crazy with my glue on this one, so I will take the cleaner and clean that off. It'll clean up okay, but again, on the veg tan version, I won't have that mistake. Again, this is a leather chrome tan case for the Godox Ad-200, Flashpoint 200, Cheetahstand 200, whichever brand you buy from. It's all made by Godox. If you can download the patterns from the description below, but if you don't want to build it yourself, you can go on to Facebook or Etsy, send them that pattern, and I'm pretty sure you will find someone that will build it for you, again for cost. So in materials, you're looking at $20 to build this case. So you got your Sam Browns, you got your leather, and your little D-ring, and it might be even less than $20, but we'll just say 20 bucks. When you buy a leather product, so like, we'll just go with Holdfast. Again, I like Holdfast. So let's say with Holdfast. So it takes $100 worth of materials to build a Holdfast moneymaker. What you're paying for in that larger cost is the labor, the time it took to build that, and plus you're supposed to have a retail cost over a wholesale cost or a maker's cost. So if your maker's cost is $100, you want to triple that to sometimes 10 times that to make a profit, so you're actually making money and not just giving your product away. When you see a product that's sold for under a certain amount of money that looks like something else, the reason why it's that way is because it's lower quality and you get what you pay for. Again, my name is Scott with Shoms Photography, and thank you for watching.